What's good, y'all? It's your boys,
Dark
Crimson
D.
Z. We want to apologize for our videos lately. What had happened was we found one of my old cameras, 2013, and it wasn't compatible. So the only way, y'all could see it is if Z holds up his phone and records. And, there was so much stuff we did with Sarah, and we just didn't want y'all to miss it. So, but, we back to regular. We know the camera didn't work. And
Well, we just needed just an older one, pretty much, like something that was more adapt, pretty much, to be able to download and send the stuff or whatever to the computer or whatnot. But hey, like I said, we still new to YouTube. We still like getting our stuff together and whatnot, though. So it's like, hey, let's learn, But yeah, like you said, do apologize for the quality. This video should be coming out like right after the first video that we got with Sarah.
mm-hmm.
But since we on that subject, so. Thank you guys here for showing up for this episode here. We got Sarah back in the building with Sean. Like, let's go.
I'm excited to be back.
Yeah,
welcome back. So, and then this time we actually have Sean here with us on the mic instead of being in the back with Jerry or whatnot.
Yeah. Come over here, Jerry, for a minute. Say hey.
Yeah.
Mississippi. Get our camera.
We can't leave you out. We can't.
What's up? I'm Jarrett Gore. I'm the producer of this podcast.
Yeah,
ongoing producer.
Yeah, the co-producer with him.
Co-producer,
But you in my ear. But you in my ear now.
Sorry.
But like I said, so this episode here, we're doing it a little bit different. We got a lot to talk about. So what's the first thing on the subject you want to get to?
This damn shooting. Last week actually in Buffalo, some white guy walked into a place trying to shoot up the place, trying to eradicate African Americans. Like, that shit gonna work. And I think it's just ridiculous that America, tolerates this sort of nonsense.
Honestly, it's been blowing up on social media where I seen somebody on Tony Baker, he did something on it too, where he had like a whole little thing or so saying like, white guy armed, arrested, black person unarmed, murdered, and so on and so on. And it's just like a whole vicious cycle that didn't make no sense.
Yeah, and it's literally the same thing over and over again. And I'm like, what can we do to stop the bullshit,
Well, this has been going on for years, and then like even 2020 apparently it started going up again.
Yeah. It seems like when people start staying home, they started getting crazy and bored. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to shoot up some people. Or like, say, for instance, when they were doing the Black Lives Matter march, there was white people in the march supposed to be our allies that's doing graffiti and stuff.
Yeah, especially what happened at the Walmart in El Paso, like, I think during that pandemic time. Because the shooting there, and it was horrible. Yeah,
it's just ridiculous, y'all. Like, I feel like some protocol needs to be done. Like, y'all need to have armed guards or...
it's just a change in the system, pretty much, and how they do it.
Changing the system.
Yeah, like, say, for instance, I noticed that I have a German friend, and he says in almost every grade, he learns about Hitler because America beat their asses, and they don't want that shit to ever happen again. So they make sure they learn their history, like, this is what we did. This was the consequence.
And I
Don't
think,
be like him.
Yeah, and I think that right now they are sort of doing that because they are bringing it back to where we did start as a slavery state beforehand, and they are trying to get that to the kids now. Even though they didn't do it back then, they sugarcoated with us when we were in school, but they're not trying to sugarcoat it now, as far as I've been told.
But the thing about it too, though, is that they're changing a lot of things to what they're teaching kids nowadays, to where they're not even telling the real history until they do like a whitewash version of it or so, and then they even changing how they're teaching kids nowadays to where they're being more accepted to certain things too. And I'm just like, the hell?
Yeah.
But they should know the truth.
Yeah, but they know for sure that if people did tell the truth, that'll make them actually it's actually showing their ugliness.
Still, like, even in the Bible, they didn't cover the ugliness of people.
No, but but how it is in terms of our religion and such, and in terms of what they want to teach the next generation or so to it, continuing that vicious cycle. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they should still show that people make mistakes.
Yeah. And like, it's not just him, like, it's a whole society problem. You know, like, look at the parents. Like, I was looking at this one little white boy in the news. He literally walked up to his neighbor's house with a whip and looking for their daughter because he was mad at her. And then when
how do you even get the whip?
I guess from his parents, and then scratched their car. And then when the guy went to go confront the parents, the dude came out with a gun behind his back in front of his daughter, almost shooting his daughter because the dumb bitch set the thing off, you know. And I said, that couldn't have been me. I would have rushed that nigga and beat the fuck out of him. Right. Like, you scratching my wife's car, and then your son is out here. Well, first of all, I would have my daughter in Taekwondo. So I would bring her out here and let her beat his ass. But I'm just like, really? Like, you upholding this behavior? And they had video proof of it. And he didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? So it definitely starts, you know, with the older generation and how they're bringing them up. And luckily, like, it is getting a little bit better, but we still got a long ways to go when it comes to, like, stuff like that.
But that's saying, but that falls on basically our generation to teach the new generation how to do things, right? So then we can slowly but surely break that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, too, with us, you know, being affected by the older generation, that might be kind of hard as well, because they're teaching their kids their old ways and stuff too. So that's kind of bringing into their stuff too. But you know,
yeah. And to stay on the topic of dumbasses, did y'all hear about the dude that actually tried to attack Dave Chappelle?
Oh yeah, I think my mom showed me that video. She was like, "Look at this." I'm like, what?
Bro, how funny is it knowing that you got your ass stopped, not just by Jon Stewart, but by Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes and Dave Chappelle? Like,
that's gotta be the most ass whooping he ever won in his life.
Like that, they took this nigga arm off and put it on backwards. Like, I was looking at the pictures, they fucked it. And it was funny because the dude tried to spear him.
Because it was like a gun knife, pretty much.
Yeah. I was like, first of all, who leaps mid-tackle? You know? If you tackle it, you're supposed to go in, but he, like, pounced at him.
I guess he wanted to go with an anime move. Like, hold on, man.
Yeah, and it's funny because Dave Chappelle was like, I'm glad that nigga was clumsy. Shoot. And then he gonna talk about it was a trans man. And I said, okay, you childish for that one. Because he has offended the trans community a little bit. So that's what they expected it to be. And but yeah, you could hear him saying, bro, send that nigga away in an ambulance. Like, he said, hold on, I gotta get my licks in. And then Jamie Foxx, he came on the scene with his sheriff's hat and started beating him. And he said, nigga, I thought this was part of the show. He said, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then Chris Rock, this was like perfect timing. Chris Rock ran up. He was like, was that Will Smith?
Oh yeah, that was so true.
Yeah,
Chris
I was
Rock
like,
showing
oh
up.
my God. And like, I hate that happened to the guy. Because he wasn't even up there to defend trans people. He was just looking for clout for his grandmother. And I'm like, first of all, who brings a gun with a knife in it? Like, come on now. Because he had one of them guns where when you press it, it was a knife. I guess he said, nigga, my mama told me not to bring a knife to a gunfight. Nigga, I brought both.
I guess.
How did he get in with it in the first place?
That's the thing. The security guard, he got past security. And there was supposed to be no phones, which I'm glad there were, because we got to see what happened live.
Right.
But there was supposed to be no phones and no weapons. And this isn't like some cockamamie like bar place. This was like the Hollywood Bowl, established place where stars go. You know what I mean? And first of all, let me ask you on your opinion. I know we gave our opinion, but it don't really set it down. Do you think Will Smith was right in slapping Chris Rock?
So we going back to that now?
Yeah, now that it's been some months and you got to ponder on it.
I mean, I still stand to what I say as such. Was he okay? business wise, he was wrong because that was not a right move. As a man and all stuff, I feel like he was right, but he should have done it differently.
Yeah.
So, and then like I said, to me, he could have just done it differently to where he wasn't disrespecting him and then making him out to look like the bad guy. So at the end of the day, because people still got mixed views on that whole thing still to this day.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I was saying Will Smith could have done it differently because I found out recently that even Chris Rock, he's on what me and Sean have, the autism spectrum, and sometimes we say stuff without thinking about like a filter. So that could be it. Like he didn't mean it in an offensive way when he called Jane G.I. Joe.
But I mean, it was a light joke though. It wasn't something to take seriously too though, and it wasn't like it was something that was tackling her her condition or something like that. It was just saying like, hey, you a bald tough girl, and it was just like I just threw a jab in it, and also too. That could have been a marketing thing or so too, where she could have been in G.I. Jane too or something like that.
The joke was even deeper than that because I found out that in G.I. Jane, in the movie, she was in an entanglement.
Dang, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so not only was the joke went both ways, so not only did the joke land on her being bald, but in the movie, Demi Moore was she was cheating on her husband with a younger dude. So the joke was literally deeper than that. And plus, Will Smith and Chris Rock are friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the part that just didn't make sense, though, in terms of him slapping him.
Well, I guess because he say, nigga, I know you, so you should know better. Like, kind of like, well, I almost said that nigga name. But it's kind of like let's call him Domino. It's kind of
Domino?
It's kind of like with you and Domino. Like, nigga, you do me. Like, yeah, we wasn't hanging out together, but you still knew me. So at this point, it's on site. And it could have been something like that. Like,
yeah, but the different...
Are you talking about, like, the guy...
No.
Who messed with your girl?
Yeah.
Again, like I said, we talking about Domino.
Yeah, Domino. I'm not saying his name, of course. I'm sticking with Domino, but I'm like, even Domino tried to chase after me, but I was just trying to get what who y'all were talking about.
Yeah, no, that's what we were saying when we were trying not to.
no, I wasn't gonna blurt it out.
But but no,
delivering pizza.
But here's the thing though. There's a major difference between that situation and this one because one, they actually talked to each other, actually went out for drinks and all this other stuff for years. To where in some way you consider them friends in a way. The difference between me and Domino and such though is that we just hanged or just talked to each other a few times or whatever, may have played a few games here and there, but that was the extent of it. It wasn't nothing long like that. So it's like, to me it's like you are aware of me, but at the same time it's like, nigga, you know better.
Yeah.
Well, but again, Domino was that way though throughout the high school years. Even I knew that when I went to high school with him that he was that way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want you because I know how you are.
Yeah, no, but that, like I said, that right there makes. We just take the name and such a
Just take the name. Just take the name.
but it's just like, see, the thing about it too though is that like I said, them two were friends, so where it's kind of like, come on, bro, damn well you should not have done that or so too, and that Will Smith is that guy.
But he should have brought him aside and talked to him about it instead of slapping him and saying, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm saying he should have handled it differently. That's what I'm saying.
No, I just look at it as a guy that's fed up.
Yeah.
He just, because even his mama said, I ain't never seen him act like that. Plus, he had some past dramas in the past. So I guess it was just all boiling up and at that moment.
Well, I mean, like I said, he literally popped the similar, not the same joke, but he got at his wife or so 6 years ago when they boycotted the thing, or so that you came back again with the same kind of energy or so before, and so it's kind of like, nigga, you had this shit coming.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is not the same as my situation, or so.
Yeah.
Where it's like, nigga, you doing this back then, and so then you come back again with the same energy or so like you did beforehand. It's like, now when I whip your ass, you had this shit coming.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing: ain't no way nobody gonna slap me in front of Zendaya or Zoe Kravitz. Like that alone, I said you would have to kick my ass that day because I would shoot. Shoot, we would have been rolling on that flow.
But I'm just saying though, it was a smart move on his end or so to not fight him back.
Yeah, because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm like, because it did show an example. Like for instance, when me and our castmates did like a showcase, it showed an example. Oh, if somebody really hated us, they can come up and slap us in the face. It did show that example.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you good.
That's why I'm glad the nigga got beat within an inch of his life. Because people need to know, hey, if you run up on stage, you know, I don't condone violence, but
I like how we still talking about the Will Smith thing, though, and he switched up back to the
well,
Dave Chappelle.
because it has something to do with it.
Yeah, no.
You
They're
know,
both kind of similar.
Huh?
They're both similar.
Yeah.
And
it's comedians.
Yeah, because if you run up on stage, you need to know that this is allowed to happen. So I feel like we needed that to put that in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like now they gonna look at that nigga and be like, damn, this nigga arm on backwards. I don't think I would be. And it was funny because Dave Chappelle said Busta Rhymes was like cheering him on, like, yeah, that's how you do it, yeah. And he said, I always wanted to stomp a nigga backstage. I finally got the chance to do that.
He was looking like opportunity finally came. Thank God.
Right.
But other than that, though, did you want to get on to talking about the GOAT? Or do you have another one?
What go?
You know who I'm talking about.
What go?
Alright, man. We're going to talk about the GOAT, the man himself, R.I.P. Mr. Samus. Like, it's unfortunate that he passed away.
That bitch nigga.
Shut the hell up, Doku. Don't you sit here and try to be Mr. How about the ladies? Don't try to be two-faced, nigga.
Nah, fuck him because he.
Wow. This dude was not talking.
Respect someone's death, please. He died.
No, I mean I respect his death, but you know he still put a lot of black women down.
Okay, see,
and he was basically.
We're talking about Mr. Kevin Samuels, the guy that literally passed away or so not too long ago.
Yeah.
He was a spokesperson and YouTuber or so that talked about relationships or just how to better yourself or whatever to try to get into the next relationship. Yeah. And so he got famous for speaking the truth or so, like to black women or so, and that's pretty much what skyrocketed. But it wasn't just to women; he did to men as well.
Yeah.
But when it came down to talking about the women or so, is when his stuff went up. But the thing about it too, though, is a lot of people were, you know, since his passing, everybody been taking shots at a dead man, pretty much, and acting like, "Oh yeah, thank God he gone." Blah blah blah. I said that's because the man out here was speaking facts.
Well, that's your opinion, though.
I mean, shit. It must hold on a minute. It must be then for him to get the reputation he was getting.
I feel like number one, you should respect the dead, but number two, at the same time, I didn't know him. I came in on the video where he was talking about black men, and
okay, so then you know he didn't do just women.
Yeah, and that's what I thought, and so I shared R.I.P. and then I looked more into him, and I saw how he was talking about African American women. And I was like, hold up. Because, you know, as an African American man, I went through the phases where I didn't like black girls. I thought black girls were ugly. I didn't want to date them. You know, now that I'm more mature, of course, I'm not like that anymore. But I said, this nigga was talking about black women like I used to in high school.
But see,
and then he said, black women, if y'all don't get your act together, this is the thing I found funny. He said, black women, if y'all don't get your act together, y'all gonna end up dying 47 and alone. And this nigga died alone.
Nah, not really.
Yes, really. No, he had a home with him. That's alone.
Okay, but he died doing what he wanted to do.
But that's still alone. You die with somebody that didn't. I can pay a hoe to come to my house.
Okay, but just because.
But that's still alone.
I mean, but just because you didn't die with a wife or anything like that, so it did not technically mean you were alone.
He was by himself. He had nobody by his side that gave a fuck about him.
We don't know how it is in terms of his actual funeral. We just know about what happened.
No. The night that he died, he had his nurse, which we all know. He would have been stupid if they would.
Okay.
I said, nigga, your nurse look like
but
that.
I mean, again, though, I could sit here and I could die, like, Lord forbid, I died tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, I was by myself, but that don't mean I was alone.
but he was alone. Like nobody, and I've never seen anything like this in my life. If you went on TikTok, black women were literally throwing full-on parties. I'm talking decoration, birthday cake, and everything for this day. They were popping bottles.
But that's what I'm saying. Though, the fact that, like I said, because again, all that he was doing, it wasn't towards just black women. That's what his whole platform was basically focused on, though. But it was talking about like just women in general, because there are women out there that have that similar mindset or so that black women be doing. And the only thing that he was really doing was basically telling the fucking truth, because us as men, we're all being told the truth about our bullshit or whatever, and such dead ass to our fucking faces all our lives. But when a guy that's successful and all this other shit comes out and gives that same energy to women, then all of a sudden he's a fucking enemy and shit. And also too, that's why I said he speaks facts, because again, if his was all bullshit, then y'all would not have entertained his shit as long as it did. So again, motherfucker, was he speaking facts or was he bullshit? Because clearly, for all the women in the world that felt some type of way about what he was saying, clearly he must have been hitting shit right at home, man.
I don't condone.
Because again.
Well, I never heard of him, so this is my first time hearing about him. I'm like, I don't know, I don't have an opinion.
Y'all like, I don't know who he is. I don't see this man. Like,
and the way Doku's making it sound, I probably don't ever want to see it.
Well, like I said, the thing wasn't targeted towards, like I said, it was just basically just tending to the particular mindset that some women have or so. And it just related more to just black women or so.
Like what mindset? That's my question.
What the mindset is basically is that certain women don't know where they're at in life, and they need to realize what they are and such, and humble themselves so they be able to find the person they do. Because say for example, say you a woman that you believe you should have a high quality man, but at times they don't even know what a quality man is. They just going based off of either how he looks or how much money he makes and all this other shit. But then at the end of the day, do you realize, can you even pull that man yourself? And all that. And they started asking him, like, how do I get you a quality man? Such one. And he's basically telling them, you know, that it's like, one, can you even get this man yourself? You're not, and then he's also telling them, like, you're not even going into the relationship thinking about the relationship. You're worrying about what's going on in his pockets and all that other stuff. And they're just not taking his advice of what's going on. So then once he gets to that point where it's like he's repeating himself over and over again, is when he just starts telling like, hey, you're not gonna get that man. He's not gonna want you because one, he's got options. Number two, what exactly are you bringing to the table so for him to even want to pick you out of all the girls that that's gonna be riding his dick anyway? Because the men that you go for are literally the top 10% of men that not even gonna look at you in a second glance. But you're gonna sit here and wanna reject the 70% of men that are sitting out here having jobs and all sorts of stuff, but because they don't look the certain way that you're attracted to or they're not making the right amount that you get, they're beneath you.
It's kind of like the joke Leslie Jones made when she was watching Oprah, and Oprah said, make a list of your dream dude and make a list of who you are. And she was writing, and she said, I'm gonna punch this bitch. This nigga wouldn't even want me. Like, if I walked up to him today, he would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't date punk bitches. I'm sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
And
so that's what I'm saying. It's all about taking the realization of, can you actually get the man that you want to and such? And then,
but I feel like that applies to everybody.
It does. It does. No, it really does. That's what I'm saying. But
because sometimes guys have the same mindset, but do you have that mindset? Like, are you the type of man that a girl's gonna go for? You get. That's what I'm saying. It can be turned in the reverse way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's just how.
Like I said, put equally yoked out of the equation. You know, like say for instance, I made a list and I put it on Facebook, and yeah, I got lit the fuck up. But you know,
because your requirements was out this world on bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, must be a fan of DC, Marvel, Disney. Must know all the Disney songs, have to know how to sing, know how to dance. And
she looking at you like, bitch.
I don't even require all that from a man.
You know,
and I'm over here looking at makes you like, what?
I said, can't be fat, must work out. And they really lit my ass up. They said,
nigga, you over here at Bahama Bugs eating a damn snow cone and shit.
They like, do you even work out once a year? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like he got all these requirements, but though half of that shit he don't even do his damn self though. But he wants this much for him. If it'd be working the same way, so if it was in reverse. But that's all. Like I said,
and
that's
there's
all
nothing
was.
wrong with me wanting Jared over there cracking the fuck up. Yes, yes, bitch, work out. I want somebody to work out. But at the end of the day,
you're gonna have to do the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to. At the end of the day, you take that list and then you flip it on yourself, and you ask yourself, "Am I this? Maybe I do need to start eating healthy or run more. You know, maybe I can take some singing lessons or a baking."
Jerry, we good on time?
Yeah, you're about 25.
All right, cool.
Yeah, take a baking class or some shit. You know what I mean?
But no, but I'm just saying though. But it's like you just got to me. It's just all about thinking realistic in terms of what made you really want to end the day and such though, and then and actually know what you want. You know, because like I feel like some women here they want both spectrums. They want a thug nigga, but they want somebody they're gonna actually care for them and shit. You're not gonna find that guy that's gonna do both. So if it does, it's gonna be some aspect of stuff that's gonna fuck it up, or in some form of fashion or whatever. And then say they want a relationship, but then they focus more on the money situation or just based off of his status. Cause I seen a bunch of other posts online where it's like the guy will literally have like a janitor job. He got a good ass car, got all this money and such though, but she just don't want to fuck with him now.
Yeah.
Just because of that alone. I'm like, the guy got a job. He paying bills. He got all this money, though. But because of what he's doing, it's not something you can brag about. Pretty much.
Speaking of dysfunctional relationships, how do y'all feel about Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp?
That's funny as shit.
Honestly, I do not know overall because I'm like it sounds like they are both crazy, and then I see TikTok of both of them, and then especially the one with the whole jar of dirt TikTok. I'm like,
well, first of all, yeah, Johnny Depp might be crazy, but let's be honest, he's a little bitch. Like, he ain't no fighter. He ain't gonna be abusing no woman.
But you don't have to go in a relationship thinking about to abuse them though either.
But what I'm saying is, both of them obviously do drugs. Both of them were given crackhead energy.
Okay, but again though, just because you got all that shit going on, that don't mean that it gives you the liberty to put your hands on somebody.
But he never put his hands on her.
Exactly. Here's why they in the fucking court as it is now because of the bullshit she been doing.
Yeah, and then she got cocky. She said, "What are you gonna tell the world when we go to court and you present your case?" And he said, I'm a victim of domestic violence, and that's gonna be that. You know, she thought just because she was, first of all, we love Johnny Depp. Bitch, we don't know you. We saw you, and we don't like you anyways.
Oh, yeah, they showed that clip multiple times, but every time Johnny Depp showed in, and all this other shit, giving him presents and all stuff to them rose.
Right. Even Raven Simone, like, Raven saw her crying at the Tesla, because, with Teslas, they have charging stations instead of gas stations. And Raven Simone saw her crying at the Tesla station, and she said, "Oh, this is Amber Heard. Ooh, this bitch crying."
Because she know her ass is losing.
Yeah. And so she went up there, and she made her forget and lock her keys in her car. And then she looked over, and she said, "Oh, this bitch locked her. Go. This bitch locked her keys in her car." Like, I don't want her asking us for shit. Like, no, bitch, you can't have no ride. But that was hilarious. But yeah, like, first of all, girls don't like Amber no way because she all up on Jason Momoa. Like, we got a problem with that. And then she was rude to Jason Momoa. Zoe Kravitz almost kicked her ass for it. Like, you almost had Catwoman on that ass just because you were being rude and being a diva.
Well, wait on me. So on that thought about the whole case. So, Sean, what you think?
Almost on 30.
Cool. You know, because all three was literally been talking to the son. I'm just like, what's your opinion on
They're all crazy.
I mean,
well, we got a Ferb in here.
shoot. People gonna watch this video. They gonna be like, damn, they look like they holding Sean hostage. Like this nigga ain't saying shit. Nigga, blink yes if you okay. Like,
Sean, it's okay if you want to talk in this conversation. You can if you want. You can give your opinion.
because we know you've had your full share of crazy bitches. You remember that one girl with the jelly bean? Yeah. So
he was get right.
Sorry, I can't hold it in.
Look, Jonathan.
Jared, for those of you who don't know, Jared just did a goofy ass face.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, what's going on with the jelly bean situation?
Yeah.
Let me find out.
His
Yeah.
finger.
But anyway.
Remember the finger guy from Bring It On?
Oh, that.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was laughing at
But anyways, in other news, a man tries to hide from the cops using a bed sheet. What in the fuck? Is this Coolsville or some shit?
Hold on. What? I'm sorry. What happened?
So a guy was being pursued by the police, and a homeless guy left a bed sheet on the bench, a park bench. So he literally sat down and covered himself up. How stupid do you think these police are?
Hey,
How-
right now.
31.
yeah, how stupid?
Like tell him to stop or whatever when he hits the 39.
Yeah.
Okay.
How stupid do you think the police are? Or how stupid are you to think that trick is gonna work?
Mm-hmm.
Because this nigga literally, if I was the policeman, low key, I would go ahead and let him go. I was like the gall of this nigga. Like, he literally gonna put a sheet over his head thinking we ain't gonna see him. Like, well, gosh, I don't know where he went now.
If I was the police, I'd keep looking.
Yeah, I would fuck with him. I would be like, CC. Well, it seemed like that nigga just disappeared. And then I'll wait for that nigga to take the sheet off. We'd be standing right next to his ass.
And then
Oh,
boom,
that
we
would
catch
be
him.
so cool though.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of stupid stuff right now, didn't you tell me earlier whatever about this guy that really tried to steal?
No, he stole okay, so this guy, he stole a lawnmower. But before he took it, he mowed the people's
Oh yeah,
lawn.
I remember you telling me that story. I was like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, I was just like, come on. And then they found a lawnmower in the alley, so he didn't get money off of it. I was like, dude, if that dude would have walked up there, asked to be paid to mow the lawn, at least he would have money in his pocket.
Right.
And the thing that I asked him though was like, was it at least the little ones that you could sit down and like drive?
It was this one. It was one like
Man,
this.
like I
really-
said, you literally stole a
really
regular
push.
ass lawnmower, really,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Really, bro? Like you couldn't at least stole the one that you could sit in the seat and just drive off like some Bobby Boucher shit.
I'm telling you. Like,
Hey,
come on.
damn.
He could have rented one from the thrift store.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, at least it was nice of him to mow the lawn.
But that was dumb as hell.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
could have got
that's what it
paid
is.
for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I'm at. And then this one dude, he tried to propose to his girl in McDonald's. And she literally looked like, nigga, I'm tired of your bullshit.
Why at McDonald's first of all?
That's what I
You know
said.
why?
That's what I said.
Well, what I'm thinking, because the way it looked like he pulls this prank on her often. Because she wasn't even phased by it. She said, nigga, get that shit out of my face. I'm trying to order a Big Mac. like you taking up my time. And even the baby was looking at him like, the baby was
The baby
looking
was
at
like,
him
this
this
nigga.
again, really.
Like, the baby was like, this nigga.
But where would y'all want to be proposed to? Like, I don't like where would
New
you
York,
propose to?
Paris, in the mall.
I would think maybe somewhere in Rome, Italy, because I've always wanted to go there. First of all,
Yeah.
and it's like a beautiful city and a beautiful environment. And I know I always wanted to go and like look at the sites, look at like the theology, because I am a big Greek mythology person, and I would love to go and see different sites. Like I think there's like the god of Pegasus building over there.
Yeah.
So what about you? What would you try to go to, if you try to propose to your girl? Or hell, if the roles were reversed and she tried to propose to you.
I probably proposed to her at a beach.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds like nice.
Yeah.
I would say Cancun or Paris, somewhere like that. Because first of all, if I'm taking you to Cancun, like I get it, I'll spend some money on people I love. But if I'm taking you to Cancun, then I'm ready, bitch. Okay, like I'm ready to tie the knot. We having some baby. We might be 2 babies in. Matter of fact.
Don't try to make it obvious.
Yeah, I gotta keep it secret. You know, maybe work with the hotel. Be like, hey, put it in her French toast or something. Put it in her mimosa or something like that. Right.
And then once you get all that stuff, you get to play this song. I was just going to sing until this dude had to interrupt. You know I'm not.
Sean, come on, just sing.
I'm like, you saying that somewhere.
Stop interrupting me.
Go ahead.
I just had to.
Wait, what?
I don't know. We're so left field.
I heard you're not supposed to sing that song until you do it.
Well, we know Sean gonna have to get a special made ring because his ring finger, boy, let me tell you.
This is a ring finger.
Which one you gonna put the ring on though?
No, the ring.
This
The
one.
ring is on your left hand.
It is on the left hand.
Oh, well, you'll be good.
Wait, what?
What do you thought?
Wait, hold on.
What made you thought? What made you thought it was gonna be in the right hand?
I ain't
Wait.
never been married before. I don't know what.
But
the ring-
they.
What are you saying?
Oh
This
God, don't do.
This lets
Did
you
you
know
know
exactly
that?
how ignorant this nigga is.
Did you know?
Look,
Like, you know, I ain't never
look
been
at
married.
you, shoot.
Shoot, you know,
None
I
of
ain't-
us here has been married, and we know that.
Right, shoot.
Like the hell?
Shoot, you know how my wedding gonna be.
Confused
I
as
think it's
fuck.
time for you to be married.
Shoot, I hope so. Shoot, I should have shot my shot today, but I let it pass me by. But we gonna go back. Can we
Oh,
walk
yeah.
back up there?
I guess we can. I mean, because I wanted to stop by the White Rhino.
Yeah, we can. We can. I want to shoot my shot, nigga.
This.
And I got some people around me, so at least if I get rejected, like I'll have somebody to cry to. Goddamn. But anyway,
Cause I give you all of me.
we don't own any of this.
He doing
music.
John Legend now.
Yeah, but we gotta shoot an outro real quick, so you go.
Okay.
What outro?
The outro.
Ain't no damn outro.
You don't know anything about the outro?
No, I know what the outro is. I'm saying I don't know what the fuck R is though.
Make it up.
Bye y'all.
It's
Okay.
your boys.
It's at 37 now, 38 almost.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll let you know when it's 39.
Stop interrupting us. It's your boys.
Dark.
Crimson
G.
Z. We out.
Later.